what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight, we're going to be watching the 1994 interrogation video of Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, talking to a cop about his involvement in the situation with Jennifer Huff Hugh, however you say her name, and him talking about it. Now, in this video, he was 16 years old. His father was present in the interrogation, and he was giving his side of the story. Now, give it up to Conscious TV for this exclusive, and let's get on into the video. Now, before you bobblehead barbs get started, I am going to be talking about the lawsuit that she settled with Nosy Ho a little bit later. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get on into it a little bit later, but let's get on into this interrogation.
Okay. Today's date again is September 16th, 1994. The time is approximately 8:51 p.m. We are in the 106 precinct on the second floor in Queens County. Present in the room is Police Officer Paul Booth, Video Technician Robert Bernard. Your name, sir?
Julian Petty.
Mr. Petty, and your name?
Kenneth Petty.
Okay. My name is Paula Aylward. I'm an Assistant District Attorney. I work at the Queens County District Attorney's Office. I understand that you wish to speak to me regarding an incident which occurred at 123-40 Inwood Street in Queens. Mm-hmm. But before I speak with you, I want to read you your rights.
Yes.
Now, I understand Officer Booth has spoken to you before
Yes.
in the presence of your mother and your father. Is that correct?
Yes.
What's your mother's name?
Annette Petty.
And this is your father who's seated here?
Mm-hmm. Julian Petty.
Okay. And Officer Booth read you your rights previously?
Yes.
And you made certain statements to him at that time?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Petty, you were asked to sign the memo book?
Yes, I was.
And you did so?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Petty, you have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions. Do you understand what I have just said?
Yes.
Anything you do say may be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand what I have just said? You have the right to consult an attorney before speaking to the police or to me, and to have an attorney present during any questioning, now or in the future. Do you understand what I have just said?
Yes.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you without cost. Do you understand what I have just said?
Yes.
If you do not have an attorney available, you have the right to remain silent until you have an opportunity to consult with one.
Yes.
Do you understand what I have just said?
Yes.
Now that you have been advised of your rights, are you willing to talk to me and to answer questions?
Yes.
Okay, as I said, I understand you want to talk about an incident which occurred at 123-40 Inwood Street in Queens today on September 16th, 1994. What do you wish to say about that?
It didn't occur there.
What?
I saw the girl on the boulevard of Rockaway Boulevard. I was walking down the block. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning for school. And I went to wake my uncle up for work. So as I was coming back, I bumped into this girl named Jennifer, and her friend was walking. It was a male friend, and I know him. He's my friend. So we talking, and she was just sitting there. So after that, I just left, and I went back to my house. So I went to sleep, and my uncle had left and went out to work without locking the door. So the next thing I know, police was up in my face, talking about I had raped somebody. And I did not rape nobody.
Okay, you saw Jennifer today?
Yes.
And who was she with?
She was with this boy named, I think his name was, what's this boy name? I know him too.
Well, let's start with how you know him. How do you know him?
Oh, we used to play basketball in the park.
And do you know where he lives? Okay.
It just a regular it was like a tournament in 150th Park. And we used to be on the opposite side of the team, and we used to, just play.
Okay, and you can't remember his name? You have to answer out loud.
I know his face. I know his face when I see him. But I know his face when I see him, but I'm not sure about. I know his first name is what's his first name? I think it's Donovan. Donovan is something like Donovan.
Okay. If you think of his
Something like
name,
that.
you can let me know.
Yes.
While we're talking. You have to answer out loud because the microphone is here to
alright.
pick up everything you say. So you saw her about what time this morning?
Like around 8:30 in the morning.
And where was it you first saw her?
I was at the store, then I saw her at the bus stop going to school.
Okay, and both times was she with this person, Donovan or Donnie? And what did you say or do?
I said something to him about basketball, and then I said something to her, and she got smart like, what? And I was like, nothing, just leave it as that, and I just kept on walking. Cause like no longer than like a year ago, this happened again like this.
What happened?
I had, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I had sex with her, put it like that, and something went down like last year, and she was like, she just don't want to mess with me no more, and I must have said something wrong, got my face today that must have made her upset enough for her to call rape on me, because I did not touch that girl, man.
All right, so boom. I hate to pause the interrogation, but you know it's time for me to promote myself, because if I don't promote myself, who will? I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niquelatnight.com. This is my website right here. I have several things on my website that I would like y'all to take a look at and get perhaps and enjoy. I'm going to need y'all to clear out these sections. You see sold out things? I want it all gone. I got stuff for men. I got stuff for ladies. You see how that says sold out? We want to get these items sold out. We want to get the other stuff that don't say sold out. We want to get those sold out. So go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website, because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce and I need y'all to get on into it.
She just don't want to mess with me no more, and I must have said something wrong, got my face today that must have made her upset enough for her to call rape on me, because I did not touch that girl, man.
Well, you had sex with her before, you said.
Yes.
When was that?
Last year.
And did you have a relationship?
Yeah, it was a little relationship, you could say.
Like how long?
It was like 2 months, 3 months.
Okay, and what happened when that relationship ended?
We just stopped speaking. She had went down south and I had went down south. And we both coming back this year.
Okay, how did you break up? Were you friends still, or you weren't friends, or
she was messing with this other guy, and he got killed on Rockaway Boulevard. This kid named Corey she was messing with. He got killed by somebody, I don't know. The next thing you know, she just felt like, you know, like something was wrong. So I was like, I'm just gonna leave you alone, you know? You feel you need your time, your other friend you had, you was messing with him, he had died, you feel, you know what I'm saying, messed up, so I ain't even going, you know what I'm saying, go through it like that.
That's what caused you two to break up?
Yes.
A year ago? And did you see each other during the course of this year?
Yeah, we saw this year. We saw a lot. So mostly every day as she was going to school, because I was supposed to be going to get enrolled too.
Where?
At John Adams.
Okay, but you're not enrolled yet. Okay, and how was it today? How was it when you saw her? What kind of conversation or whatever did you have?
It wasn't no real conversation, because I was talking to my what's name, Donovan, I think, Donnie. We was talking about the basketball, how we was gonna try to go. I was gonna get up in the school and try to play for them. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, she just came out her face and said something, and I said something to her, like, you know what I'm saying? And that was that. I walked.
What did she say?
I think she said, you ain't gonna get up in the school looking like that. I think I said something like, what? And then I just left. I know. Well, hold up. No. I said. Matter of fact, I said, I hope you not going nowhere where I think you're not going, because she was with him. And I was like, all right, so I just left. And I went to my house, like, it was like no longer than a half an hour later, probably so, because I was asleep. And I was looking at the time, and I went to sleep and woke up. It was a light in my face, and I'm like, hey, let me get my shirt, you know?
And that was when the police were there? You'd say it was a half hour after you saw her?
It had to be. Like a half hour.
Do you remember what she was wearing?
Okay, so let's stop right there. Let's head on over to Martin Lewis Resurrected YouTube channel and let's see what he has as far as Jennifer Hugh or Huff, or however you say her name, version of the bus stop situation or the going to school situation. Now, about a month ago, Martin Lewis did a documentary style breakdown and he went into huge detail about what Jennifer said, what her family members said, what other people said, and broke this story down. So let's just go to a snippet of his video. Definitely check it out and watch it in full and see what she said about the morning encounter before we go on to the rest of what Kenneth Petty said in the interview.
Let's get into how Jennifer and Kenneth actually knew of each other.
I knew him as Kenny. We grew up in the same neighborhood.
Kenny was more familiar with Jennifer because Kenny lived a block or two away from her.
My mother and his mother used to run the streets together. My mother was a crackhead in Queens. She is now dead. His uncle worked at the local tire shop. I didn't know his whole family, but there was a few members of his family that knew me and my brothers because of who my mother was.
And Jennifer always been a beautiful woman, one of the most beautiful women around our area. And Kenny, he always be like, oh, she bad. Ooh, I'm like, okay.
His family came and claimed that the two of you were in a relationship. Is any of that true?
No, we were never in a relationship, ever. We never had no type of romantic anything. We never talked on the phone. We never hung out together. I just knew him from the neighborhood.
Now, apparently there was no relationship between the two, but there was something that Jennifer said that stuck out to me.
Not that I feel like Kenny was obsessed with me, but I feel like Kenny was upset that I never chose him.
This was during an interview with Daytime Teen Time. By the way, I cannot find this video anywhere.
Kenny was upset that I never chose him.
This makes me think, what does she actually mean by that?
All right. So before we get into the part where she talks about the morning of the situation, let's go back to what he said he encountered that morning. Remember, in his interrogation, he said that he seen her with another guy, and he kind of alluded and he kind of showed that he felt some type of way. Let's just play that part again.
It's almost like every day as she was going to school, because I was supposed to be going and get enrolled too.
Where?
At John Adams.
Okay, but you're not enrolled yet? Okay, and how was it today? How was it when you saw her? What kind of conversation or whatever did you have?
It wasn't no real conversation because I was talking to my what's name, Donovan, I think, Donnie. We was talking about the basketball, how we was gonna try to go. I was gonna get up in the school and try to play for them. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, she just came out her face and said something, and I said something to her, like, you know what I'm saying? And that was that. I walked.
What did she say?
I think she said, you ain't gonna get up in the school looking like that. I think I said something like, what? And then I just left. I know, well, hold up, no. I said, matter of fact, I said, I hope you're not going nowhere where I think you're not going. Because she was with him. And I was like, all right, so I just left.
Okay, so as you can see, first he says that him and the guy had a friendly conversation. They were talking about basketball because he was supposed to be eventually getting enrolled into the school. And then he says she took a shot at him, and then he cleared it up and he said that he's the one that took a jab at her because she was with him. Now, I still have to refresh my memory and see what Jennifer said, but that part where she said that he was kind of obsessed with her, and then him explaining in the interrogation and him saying that, you know, they both left and then they both came back to New York, but Jennifer from last year, she didn't want to mess with him. He mentioned in his interrogation, he said that she was dating a guy and the guy ended up passing away. And from that, she felt funny with him, Kenneth Petty, and she didn't really want to fool with him. So he says since then, they really didn't really rock with each other. So the statement of him seeing her with this other guy, and then he says that they had this friendly conversation, but then he says that he took a jab at her, saying because she was with him, I hope you're not going where I think or something, and because she was with him. Matter of fact, let me just play it again and then we're going to get to what she said.
Okay, and how was it today? How was it when you saw her? What kind of conversation or whatever did you have?
It wasn't no real conversation because I was talking to my what's name, Donovan, I think, Donnie. we was talking about the basketball, how we was gonna try to go. I was gonna get up in the school and try to play for them. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, she just came out her face and said something, and I said something to her, like, you know what I'm saying? And that was that. I walked.
What did she say?
I think she said, you ain't gonna get up in the school looking like that. I think I said something like, what? And then I just left. I know, well, hold up, no. I said, matter of fact, I said, I hope you not going nowhere where I think you're not going. Because she was with him. And I was like, all right, so I just left. She had to have on some green pants, a white shirt, and what kind of sneakers? She had on some fila sneakers, to be exact, and a little blue and something color bag on her shoulder.
Okay, what were you wearing?
Just what I got on right now.
You were wearing this Apache T-shirt when you saw her, and shorts. Are those shorts?
Gas shorts.
And sneakers. Okay, and now you live at 12340 Inwood Street. How long have you lived there?
All my life.
And which one is your bedroom in that house?
All right, so before he goes into details about his bedroom and then the lady starts to ask him other questions, let's hear Martin's breakdown of what Jennifer said the day in the morning in question, according to her, and then I'll go back to this interview.
It was September 16th of 94.
According to the court documents, in September the 16th, 1994, Jennifer left her grandmother's house in Jamaica, Queens, and was headed to the QT-MTA bus stop on 145 Street on Rockaway Boulevard to catch the bus to her school.
I seen him at a bus stop. I didn't think anything of it other than there goes Kenny.
According to this, when Jennifer went to the bus stop, she was taken back at the sight of Petty waiting at the bus stop.
So I had no reason to fear him walking to the bus stop. I just felt like he was annoying. My attitude at the time was like, oh gosh, here go Kenny. Seen him, he said what's up, I said what's up, he asked me where I was going.
Jennifer ended up responding, telling him that she's going to school, and asked him where he was going. And Kenneth said that he was going to school also.
I said, yeah, right, you lying.
I might have said something like, yeah, right.
I said, you're lying because I never knew Kenny to go to school.
And did you see each other during the course of this year?
Yeah, we saw this year. We saw a lot. So mostly every day as she was going to school. Because I was supposed to be going to get enrolled too.
Where?
At John Adams.
Okay, but you're not enrolled yet. Okay.
Okay, so just comparing both stories, Kenneth said that she was walking with a guy and he made a comment because she was with him. But in her documents, and now that I'm looking back at what Martin broke down, I don't see her saying that she had any mention of being with the guy. I have to watch it in full. I'm just refreshing my memory all over again. But so far, I don't see her mention a guy. And I've read a couple of the excerpts and I don't see her say anything about a guy being with her. So now let's listen a little bit more to what happened that day. Again, make sure to check out both Conscious TV and Martin Lewis's video, but I'm just comparing the two together, and then we're gonna get on into some more.
Turned away from him to look for the bus or the dollar van, and before you know it, he was grabbing a hold of my jacket.
Oh, I feel this nigga up on me. He's in my back. And he's like, yo, when some real start walking. And I'm like, come on, Kenny, man, stop playing. And he was like, I'm dead serious, start walking.
I felt something in my back. I assumed there was a gun.
Kenneth ended up forcing Jennifer to his grandmother's house.
Trying to understand what does he want, and we get in front of this house. It might have been maybe the second or third house from the corner. And he kind of reaches behind me with his foot to push the door open.
Okay, so she basically talks about how he pushed the door open. She gets inside. She has a bit of a struggle with him. She kind of freezes up and doesn't really fight him off, but she talks about how she was like holding her pants really tight and trying to like not let him do her like that. She says once he got done doing his bidding, he got up, he started beating his chest and everything like that. So the part that really stuck out as far as this part goes, now, when I was watching Martin's video, I'm like, oh my God. So I got to just summarize this part real quick. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So the part that's really, really interesting is, if you guys remember the beginning of his video, he talks about how he didn't really have that much of a dealings with her that day. But she was able to tell the cops about items that was in his house. So she describes this contact solution that she says that she tried to escape, and she squirted this contact solution in his face. Now, watching this interrogation that Conscious TV posted, you see the detectives pulling out this contact solution and asking him about it. Now, if she was never in his home, how did she know about this contact solution that was in his home if they only had dealings a year prior? How would she know that would be in his room? And the cops went in his room and recovered those items along with, other items as well. Now, let me play the part where Martin broke down her talking about her escape of it all. And then we're going to pick back up in the interrogation where the detectives start to pull out these items and question him about it.
End up walking towards the door, and Petty ended up blocking her from it and wouldn't allow her to leave. At this point, she was begging to leave, and he wouldn't let her.
So I'm asking him, please let me go. I won't tell nobody. And he just was into the mirror. He just into himself.
This is when Jennifer made her first move to try to escape.
He went to light a cigarette, and I thought maybe, I seen a roll of toilet paper on the dresser, and I thought maybe if I liked a cigarette, I could get the match to set the toilet paper on fire, and it went out.
She ended up finding a contact solution and ended up picking it up and throwing it at Kenny as hard as she can so she could escape. This is in the court documents, but according to Jennifer, she actually squirted it in his face.
I squirted his contact lens cleaner in his face, and he was like, thank you for wiping my face, and he just washed the water.
And then picked up another bottle and hit him with it.
And at that time, I just seen this big plastic bottle, almost like the bleach bottle, and I just took it and swung it at him with all my might, and when he went to duck, I pushed him.
Right upstairs. Right, as soon as you walk upstairs right there, my aunt sleeps right there, and I sleep right there.
Okay, was your aunt home today?
No, she had just left.
Was anybody else home when the police came?
No, my uncle that's how the door was open. The door supposed to have been locked, but my uncle went to work and he don't have no keys, so when he come out to lock it, so he just left the door open. You can even ask him. Nobody was in that house.
Okay, and he left the door open when he left?
Yeah.
Okay, and now, did you have sex with Jennifer today? You have to answer out loud.
No.
When was the last time you had sex with her?
Last year,
okay.
93.
Did you have sex with anyone today?
No.
In that room, did you have a girl in your house today?
No.
You didn't bring any girl to that house?
Nope.
Okay, so if somebody said they saw you bring somebody to that house, they would be mistaken?
Mm-hmm.
Today?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you had a girl in that house?
See, it's a long time because really my grandma just went down south with somebody that passed.
All right, so you see the cop clearly ask, was Jennifer in that house? No. Was anybody in that house? No. When was the last time any girl has been in that house? He said it's been a long time. So again, if it has been a long time, how could Jennifer describe things that actually were in the house? Let's roll it some more.
One of my aunts and stuff, she don't allow no girls in there.
Okay, where did you and Jennifer have your relationship when you were having a relationship?
Oh, we was at my other friend's house.
Where is that?
I think it was on 147 on Rockaway Boulevard.
And what's that friend's name?
Jamel.
And you and Jennifer would go to Jamel's house?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you had sex?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go to her? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Did you ever go to her house?
Yeah, yes.
Did you ever go to her house and have sex there?
No.
Okay. Did you ever bring her to your grandmother's house and have sex there?
No.
Never?
Never.
Okay. Now, when the Officer Booth saw you today and he asked you how old you were, you told him you were 14.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer
Yes.
that. Okay.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
So you lied when you told him you were 14?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't know what was going on, man.
When was this?
Today.
Okay. What do you mean you didn't know what was going on?
I didn't know what was going on. Why should I tell him everything when I don't even know what's going on? I'm trying to ask him a question, and he like, how old are you? No, I was like, I'm 14.
Okay, but you're stating that you did nothing wrong today, right?
Yes.
Okay, but you lied when he asked you how
Yes,
old you
I
were.
did lie, yes.
Okay. And you've been arrested before?
Yes.
And you know that they ask you those questions
Yes.
for certain reasons?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Okay. How long have you known Jennifer?
Ever since preschool, daycare center.
All right, so boom. I hate to pause the interrogation, but you know it's time for me to promote myself, because if I don't promote myself, who will? I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niquelatnight.com. This is my website right here. I have several things on my website that I would like y'all to take a look at and get perhaps and enjoy. So go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website, because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce and I need y'all to get on into it.
Ever since preschool, daycare center.
Okay, and just to clarify, what's her last name?
It's her last name. I think it's Brits. Jennifer. Wait up.
Is it How?
And shout out to Conscious for putting that logo right on the face, like, y'all not gonna crop out, because you know what people will do is, if you put the logo like here or like on half the face or something like that, they'll crop it all the way out just so that they don't give you credit or whatever, and they'll crop around the video just so that they don't even have to credit you when it came from you. So shout out to Conscious for being like, y'all bees gonna know where this came from. Y'all go give me credit, period. Okay, I heard that. It's your exclusive. Get your credit, boo. But shout out to Conscious for branding his stuff, period.
How?
Hough. Does that sound familiar?
How? No.
You don't know? Okay. Let me ask you something. So you've seen her just about every day?
Yes.
Over since you broke up, as you say?
Yes.
And when you've seen her just about every day, when would you see her and where?
I would see her either coming from school or going to school. Cause she's a nice girl. She doesn't do nothing but go in the house, does her homework. You know, cause I used to be with her sometimes, helping her do her homework, going to the library and stuff.
Okay, and did you ever see her with people or alone?
Yes, she used to be with people.
Okay, and did you have conversations with her on those other mornings you'd see her?
Yes.
And today was just like any other morning when you saw her?
Yes.
And you mostly talked to her friend and not even to her?
Yeah.
Just about?
Yeah.
So when you left, were you mad?
No.
No, and when she left, did she seem mad?
I don't know.
How did she seem when she left?
She's really, I can't tell you because I did not look back to look at her.
Okay. Now, are you working right now?
No.
Okay. And I need to know, you were wearing these shorts and a t-shirt.
Yes.
Were you wearing any undershorts?
Yes.
Okay. What type? Boxers or?
Boxers.
Okay. Do you have them on still?
Yes.
The same ones?
Yes.
All right. The officer's going to need to take those and voucher them as well for evidence, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do that when we finish this interview.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Now, you recall before, when your mother was still here, she gave you a form, a consent form, to go into the house and to look for certain properties.
Yes.
Do you recall that?
Yes.
All right. And do you remember reading this and signing your name at the bottom?
Yes.
And is this your signature over here?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall your mother reading it and signing her name over here?
Yes.
Okay.
Got a
Can you
grown
get
man
this,
voice for a
Bob?
16-year-old.
Yeah? Okay. And your mother went over with the police officer and with me to the house. And in the bedroom in which you sleep, did you keep a knife in there?
Yes, there's little things and dishes in there.
Okay. And what's the knife in there for?
The downstairs is messed up.
What do you mean?
The kitchen is messed up. It's like we got all the cups and stuff is in our room basically.
Okay. And there was a knife in there?
Yes.
And it was on the dresser?
Nah, it was in a little bucket. It should be a little bucket on my dresser with a whole bunch of pots and a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay. Now, I just want to You know what, I'll use a piece of paper.
You want this? Want to show like this or?
No, I got this. Is this the knife that was in your room?
Yes.
Okay. And on your dresser?
Yes.
Okay.
It shouldn't have been on my dresser though.
Can you get that?
Hold it tilted so I can. Got it.
Okay. And do you wear contacts? No? Does your aunt?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recognize this bottle?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Where do you recognize that from?
Would I recognize it from?
Yeah.
From my aunt.
Okay. In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Turn the surface. No, the other way. Yeah.
Now,
All right, so if he hasn't had Jennifer in his house that day, he hasn't had her ever at his grandmother's house, as he stated to the detective, and the only time that they would link up would be at his homie's house or her house, etc. How does she know about the contact solution that she says that she used in her escape of leaving his home? I mean, I don't know. Let's play that again.
I squirted his contact lens cleaner in his face, and he was like, "Thank you for wiping my face," and he just washed the water.
And then picked up another bottle and hit him with it.
One of my aunts and stuff. She don't allow no girls in there.
okay, where did you and Jennifer have your relationship when you were having a relationship?
Oh, we was at my other friend's house.
Where is that?
I think it was on 147 on Rockaway Boulevard.
And what's that friend's name?
Jamel.
And you and Jennifer would go to Jamel's house?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you had sex?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever go to her? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Did you ever go to her house?
Yeah. Yes.
Did you ever go to her house and have sex
Oh,
there?
no.
Okay. Did you ever bring her to your grandmother's house and have sex there?
No.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. She never been to your house, but she knows exactly things that's in your house. Crazy. Now, as I'm pointing out contradictions that I've seen between the two different conversations, Martin Lewis, he found a contradiction from Jennifer. Now, there was photos that was submitted in this case of Jennifer taken the day of the incident, and she had bruising to her neck, she had bruising to her face, and it looks like she had been in some type of struggle, and it looked like she had been choked out. Now, there was a document that was submitted where I think she tried to say, or let me just let Martin explain the contradiction that he was able to find.
I don't know why it didn't dawn on me to like really fight.
He also squeezed her neck, causing her sustained bruises and pain. But then in the interview, Jennifer strongly implies that he never choked her.
I could be making up shit. I could have been like, yo, this nigga was beating me up and he was choking me, but he didn't do that. He was just stronger than me.
And bit her face.
I just held on to my pants, and he'd hold my arms down, and he squeezed the sides of my stomach so hard. And so I'd let go, and as soon as I let go, he'd grab my pants. It was like a tug of war. After a while, I just got tired.
Okay, so that was a little bit slight contradiction because there was photos of her neck with all these bruises. Her face had bruises. And according to like other witnesses, they said that after this all went down, she ran to school. Now, when she ran to school, one of her peoples that also went to school with her, they said that she had, she was bleeding from school. She ended up telling her school what happened, and then that's when she went to a hospital. Now, this part of the story, this next part kind of lines up with what the evidence shows. Now, she says that from the school, she went to the hospital, and she says that she ended up having to do a R kit, and they took her belongings and things like that. Now, when he was in the police interrogation, he stated that the clothes that he was wearing, the shorts that he was wearing, and everything he had on was things that he wore that day.
She had to have on some green pants, a white shirt, and what kind of sneakers? She had on some Fila sneakers, to be exact, and a little blue and something color bag on her shoulder.
Okay, what were you wearing?
Just what I got on right now.
You were wearing this Apache t-shirt when you saw her, and shorts. Are those shorts?
Gas shorts.
And sneakers.
Now, when they tested her R kit and when they tested his shorts, they found sperm on both of those items. Okay, so in the documents, they use spermatozoa as the term for sperm. But here's the definition you see. Spermatozoa is sperm. So let's look at the docs. Now, if we look closely at this document of the evidence that was collected, it says that they got a pair of green Levi jeans, white t-shirt, a pair of checker boxer shorts, and white Fila sneakers. All right, now let's skip down to the bottom after it says results of the examination and all of that. It says they got jeans, shirt, and the Filas, and that didn't have sperm on it, but they did find sperm on the checker shorts, and that was positive for it. So that had it on there. Now let's look over the things that was collected for her and see what she had going on. Now, if you look at her documents, it shows everything that was collected in her R kit. And then if you go down to the bottom, it says that they did kind of like, a swab up there. And they found that her panties were positive for the presence of sperm. And it shows what they swabbed, the DNA that they collected, and all of those things. It says that they tested her mouth. Her mouth didn't have it, but her panties did. So if he didn't see her that day, they didn't hunch that day, nothing happened at all, how he get them shorts on that had the sperm, and how does she have the undies that had the sperm as well? On top of, if she never was inside the house, how does she know about the solution for the contacts?
If you and Jennifer have been friends for years, why would she say something like this?
No idea, man.
You have no idea?
None whatsoever.
You don't your nose, boy.
And I just want to show you some photographs that were taken over at your house. These are Polaroid photographs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. There were 12 of them. And this one shows the bottle of eye lotion on the dresser. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Is that from your room?
Yes.
Okay. And this one shows one side view of your room.
Yes.
Look, and this part is your bed right here?
Yes.
Okay, and that blanket was on the bed?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you can get these. And this is another, looking at the dresser?
Yes.
With the radiator on the side of your room?
Yes.
Okay. And that's your room? And why don't I show them all to you and ask you, is this your room?
Yes.
Does that show the beds and the blankets that were on the beds today?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your room?
Yes.
That shows the beds and some clothes and a dresser? This shows the beds in that room?
Yes.
With the blankets? Okay. And this shows the room where the telephone is, the dresser, the television?
Yes.
Is that your room? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
And this shows the dresser with the mirror above it and the different items on that dresser?
Yes.
Is that from your room?
Yes.
And this shows the 2 beds with the blanket. It shows over looking towards
See
the window.
Dishes, right?
And
yes.
It shows dishes in the front? And the television in the background?
Yes.
Okay, that's your room?
Yes.
And this shows a pot with some dishes and a knife
Yes.
on your dresser?
Yes.
And that's from your room?
Yes.
Okay, and this one showing the blankets on your bed
Yes.
or your aunt's bed? Which one is that?
Let me see. Hold
Well,
up.
they're close together, right? They're two
Yeah.
single beds pushed together?
No, this is my bed right here, I think, 'cause that's my clothes over there.
All right. And do you have a handgun?
No.
No? All right. Do you recognize that item that was beneath the mattress of your bed?
I think it's something that my uncle used, like a tool, something he put in there.
This here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's not a handgun case?
No.
And where does your uncle live in that house?
My uncle doesn't live in that house.
All right, but well, was he there this morning and then left the door open? That's a different uncle?
My uncle's down south.
Okay. So who was it you were saying left today?
Oh, my other uncle that worked, that lived downstairs now.
How many people live in that house?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Officer, do you have any questions? Do you want to say anything else about this?
No, ma'am.
No? Is your nickname Kazoo?
No.
No?
No.
You didn't tell the officer that that was your nickname?
No.
Get out that nose, boy.
When you saw Jennifer today, did you notice any bruises on her?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
I have nothing further.
The time is 9:11 p.m.
I want to remind you guys that I do have a website, www.niquelatnight.com. This is my website right here. I have several things on my website that I would like y'all to take a look at and get perhaps and enjoy. I'm gonna need y'all to clear out these sections. You see sold out things? I want it all gone. I got stuff for men, I got stuff for ladies. You see how that says sold out? We want to get these items sold out. We want to get the other stuff that don't say sold out. We want to get those sold out. So go to my website and support your girl and clear out this website because I got new stuff that I'm trying to introduce and I need y'all to get on into it. So now that we watched his interrogation, let's go back to Martin's video. Now, like I said, Martin did an extensive breakdown of 2 hours of receipts and he really put a lot of time and energy into breaking down this full story. So definitely go to his page and check it out. And like I said, go to Conscious as well for his exclusive. Now, in this video, Martin points out how Jennifer was later forced to recant her story. She talked about how she had a lot of pressure from not only the people in the neighborhood, but she also had pressure from Kenneth Petty's parents. She said that the woman or the people that raised her, they allowed Kenneth Petty's parents to come and tell them all these lies and basically say that she dated him and tried to make her out to be a liar, to which they were taking her down to the DA's office to try to recant her story. Now, one of Kenneth Petty's homeboys also came forward and he stated how he wanted to try to put pressure on her to force her to basically recant her story and basically forced her to write a letter to try to get Kenny off. Let's play that portion of it and then we will move on.
That about the threats that, I better drop the charges.
Me and my friends went and threatened Jennifer family.
I was knocking on this woman's door. Kenny was in jail.
He didn't know what was going on in the street. I was threatening her. A few other people probably was threatening her too. I don't remember who it was. But I know personally, I went there a few times and threatened her. The court coming up, I'll let her know if Jen show up, something gonna happen to her. You know what I'm saying? And
Then there was this letter. Let's get into that.
we all tried to get an affidavit, which somebody wrote it up for her to sign it. They tried to get an affidavit to sign it so he could come home. Yo, she got to sign a letter. We're going to get an affidavit for her to sign a letter and say, look, he ain't do this.
Now, Jennifer confirmed on the Daily Beast that she was forced to sign this letter, and this is what the letter said. The letter stated that Huff would like to drop the charges against Kenneth Petty and claims that the bruises photographed on Huff's necks were hickeys that I got the day before from someone else. The letter continues, a friend told Huff to go to an office and tell him I was R-word because even if I had S-word with him the first time, I didn't want to have S-word the second time. But then in a secret video recording, which we will talk about more later in this video, she actually said that she wrote the letter.
When you wrote the letter and gave it to the DA, what did they say?
I wrote the letter, I gave it to the DA, and then I showed up at court.
Oh.
And I stood up.
And then in an interview that Jennifer did, she tried to claim that there was no letter at all in confidence.
As far as the letter goes, there is no letter. I just told Black what he wanted to hear. I figured them with their money and their lawyers, if there really was a letter, then that would have been shown already. Transcripts have been shown. Him admitting to it had been shown.
This was done in 2022. But then in 2023, when the Beast end up obtaining this letter, that's when she talks about actually signing a letter.
Child, I'm about to get a headache trying to follow this story. It's too many different versions of the stories, too much going on, a whole lot of. One thing I do know, and two things for certain, they definitely had an encounter that day, for sure. Now, there's no way that she would know about the contact solution that was in the home if she never ever been there. Now, according to him, she was not at his house that day. He did not have any girls over, and he was not allowed to have girls over. Now, according to her, he forced her to the home, and all of this stuff went down. Now, she's saying that she was forced there. Kenny's saying that she was never there. And then Martin Lewis even dug up somebody that was her cousin who stated that Jennifer told her that she went to his house willingly, but then as stated in that letter that they had her basically recanting things, it was similar to something along the lines of that, in stating that she went there willingly, things went left, she didn't like how he was treating her, and then that's how we got here. Now, again, it's so many different stories. His version, her version, the people on the block version, and everything in between.
Say that story, and she says, yeah, because I already was going on into it in the house, and this happened, and it was just, when I went to him, I was just so upset that he would treat me like that, already knowing what I've been through. Huh?
Now, this was according to her cousin because Jennifer told her the story a second time, which we will get into later the second time. But anyway, I digress.
Kenny invited her over and had to her and then told her to go home because his main girlfriend was coming.
And according to Kenneth's little sister, who was in communication with Hotshot Radio, she said that they were just effing around. And she never denied what she told Hotshot Radio.
She said Jennifer is lying. Kenneth Petty did not rape Jennifer. She said that it was consensual. She said they were f***ing before the incident. They were already f***ing. And this was just another day that they had fucked.
It still doesn't explain the evidence that we have with all her bruising on her body, on her neck, and on her face.
Okay, so it just seems like there was a lot of hands in the cookie jar, a lot of people saying what they heard, what they saw, what they remember, things like that. And Martin pulled literally everybody's statement. Cousins, whoever spoke on it, homeboys, people from the block, people from the neighborhood. He literally pulled all of their statements and broke it all the way down. Now, let's get back to all of their different versions, because like Martin said, regardless of the fact whether people are trying to say that she went over there willingly or not, Why did she have all of those bruises on her? Why did she run straight to school? And why did he claim she never was there? If everything was consensual and she went over there and he had a regular roundabout with her, why did he lie to the cops and say she never came there? There was no girls ever in the house ever, that they didn't allow girls there. Whole time she knew all of the things that was in the house. To me, just listening to all the back and forths, listening to all the stories, it sounds like there is discrepancies on both sides, but at the end of the day, if this was consensual, if they had been messing around, if this was just some situation where she went over there and she just simply regretted it, I'm not understanding why he wasn't forthcoming with the cop and telling them that they did have an encounter. He was very adamant that she was not there. He was very adamant that the only time that they had an encounter was a year ago. And all of those things are the things. It just, to me, sounds like once it came out, obviously he don't want that on his rep. And she obviously got a lot of pressure from people in the hood. You hear from his friends saying that they pressured her. And she did some things that she also regretted within this as well. She talked about how there was a letter. Then she said there wasn't a letter. And all of those things are the things. And to me, honestly, when I'm listening to it, it just really sounds like a girl who was scared, didn't know what to do. She start copping pleas. And then when it hit the internet or when people start finding out about stuff, she was embarrassed about it, start lying about certain details, which I don't understand why she had to lie. All she had to do was show her paperwork, show the proof in the pudding, because she got the court documents that back up what she said. And now that the interrogation has come to light, it corroborates everything further. She said that there was an incident where she's at the bus stop and he claims that he was talking to this imaginary guy and that they was talking about school and getting into school. She talks about how she was very adamant in making a comment about him not being in school. So parts of their story kind of lines up and then it kind of wavers. At the end of the day, they know what was going on. Some type of hanky-panky definitely did happen. There would be no sperm in both of his undies, her panties, if it didn't. Obviously, she wouldn't know about the contact solution if she wasn't there. And so it's a whole lot. What do y'all think is the end result? Now, as it pertains to Nicki Minaj, I already know the Barb's going to be like, well, why you covering this, but you didn't cover X, Y, Z in the third? Boom, 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 boom. Let's get into the lawsuits now. Okay, so this is TMZ right here, and they covered what was settled between Nicki Minaj and the blogger Nosy Ho. I don't really like to cover Nicki Minaj a lot, and I don't like to cover Cardi B a lot because they fans are annoying. Okay, uber annoying. So I don't like to cover them. But all this week, I am doing Night Owl submitted videos. And this was submitted to me. The Kenneth Petty interrogation was submitted to me to review. So, boom, we watched it. So, since we're on the topic, might as well go over this because I did not cover it. Because honestly, truly, I don't care. Because I don't lie on celebrities. I don't make up stuff about them. I give my opinion based on what's in the news. But let's read it. So it says, Nicki Minaj is probably feeling vindicated because she just settled a lawsuit with a woman who made some wild statements against her, and the woman had to apologize, admit she lied, and not mention Nicki and her anymore. Or else she'll have to pay a big penalty. It says right here, it says, according to the new legal docs obtained by TMZ, the settlement calls for Marley Green, who goes by the social media persona Nosy Ho, to apologize for her false statements about Nicki, namely bogus claims she was a cokehead. Say TMZ broke the story. Nicki sued her back in September 2022 after she posted a video claiming Nicki was shoving all of this up her nose. All right. So it says in the settlement, Green acknowledges everything she said about Nicki using and abusing was false, and she never had any evidence of Nicki using or abusing or any other drug. It says Nicki also claimed in her lawsuit that Green made foul comments about her son she shares with her husband, Kenneth Petty. In the settlement, Green agrees to never mention Petty or Nicki's kids ever again or say anything more about Nicki, and she can't retweet any comments about Nicki doing anything illegal or unethical. If Green breaches the agreement, she's on the hook to pay Nicki $50,000 for each offense. Safe to say, Nicki won this legal showdown. So that is what was said. She said that she ain't never heard of Nicki doing no type of nothing. And she said that she ain't gonna say nothing no more. And that is what it is. Now for me, I don't know what Nicki Minaj is on. I don't know what she does. All I can do is go off of what she say out of her mouth and what she put in her music. And in her music, she has said certain things, but I'm gonna just leave that right there. Her music says that I think she's like pills and potions or whatever, and then there were some other songs that said some stuff. But yeah, that's that on that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I just wanted to might as well bring that up because I already know a bird in the back gonna be like, well, you gonna watch this, but you didn't mention when Nicki Minaj, girl, because I don't care. Okay? I don't care. And this slid up on the desk today when I'm already doing videos. So why not? That's why. And I'm not going to keep up to date with Nicki. And I'm not going to keep up on the day-to-day with Cardi. Because I don't care. That's why I didn't originally post that. Okay? But shout out to Conscious and his exclusive. Okay? And I have a website. www.niquelaclaire.com. Make sure y'all go to my website, www.niquelaclaire.com, because a lot of y'all pennies be in a bunch and y'all need to loosen up, okay? So I got some zoom and a boom on my thing to help y'all loosen up a little bit. Okay. All right. So boom. This is now the lawsuit that somebody is suing Nicki. So Nicki has sued the blogger and now one of her fans is suing her. So there it go. All of the updates on Nicki Minaj, because like I said, y'all not about to get a whole bunch of Nicki Minaj updates because like I said, I don't care. And to the barbs are saying, well, if you don't care, why are you talking about it now? Because I already was in the midst of doing a story and I reacted to Kenneth Petty, and I might as well continue and finish out the story, okay, get my coin, okay, period, because my job is to make a coin whether I care or not. But just know that y'all not about to get a whole bunch of updates like, oh, Nicki Minaj dropped a song, oh, Nicki Minaj got an award. I'm not following these people like that. Y'all don't see me talking about no celebrities, about all of the accomplishments that they have. That's not my ministry. That is not how I get down on YouTube. So don't think that that's what you about to get with Nicki. I don't care about it, okay? I don't be like, ooh, look at the City Girls. They just went gold. Ooh, look at Glorilla. She just went platinum. Oh, look at Meg Thee Stallion. I don't follow these people career like that. If it's a scandal and it's something to talk about, we gonna talk about it. But child, y'all be so pressed with y'all little itty bitty panties in a bunch. Okay, as soon as somebody decide to talk about something, oh, well, why you didn't talk about this and why you didn't talk about that? Because it ain't gonna make me no money and because I don't care. Okay, we talk about what makes the money. Okay, that answer your question. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to be on no celebrities promo team. Okay, and that's what y'all be wanting. Y'all be wanting somebody to be on their promo team. Ooh, promote when they drop their album. Why you didn't talk about that? Because I didn't get paid for that. And if I make a video about that, I'm not gonna get no money for that. For what? What am I? Do they promote me? No. So, child, boo. We talking about what's gonna get the clicks in the view and get the money, okay? And we talking about that at a very limited capacity because y'all do too much in the comments and y'all always be going overboard, and it always irks my nerves because y'all always be being super damn aggy about it. And I said what I said. And the next time that I cover Nicki Minaj, I will do it on my time when I get ready. And it ain't going to be too much dip on it because you ain't going to get that much unless it's a super crazy scandal. But you're going to get my opinion when I feel like it. Now, I'm not saying that I ain't going to speak on them because they celebrities, they in the news, they trending. And if it's something that's going to get me a coin, we going to talk. Period. Y'all got that? You understand? You get what I'm putting down? Are you catching what I'm putting down? Because some of y'all don't catch it. Oh, well, go argue with somebody who cares. Tussle with yourself in the comments, okay? Period. Bye.